All right, hi guys. So we're going to go over chapter 4, which is the attack zone. So before we go into this chapter, you guys need to understand the first 3 chapters. So if you don't understand chapter 1, which is the breakouts, chapter 2, which is the counters and regroups, and in the neutral zone, and chapter 3, which is the offensive zone entries, you guys need to go back and review those chapters before you can take a look at the attack zone. So before we even start this PowerPoint, I want you guys to think about what is the attack zone? What zone is it even in on the ice? You guys got to understand where that is, so we can apply this information I'm going to teach you guys on the ice. So make sure you listen to it, you read the chapters, okay, and make sure you understand the previous ones, and make sure you're understanding what they are, okay? So just think about, before we go on this PowerPoint, what is the attacking zone? Where does it happen on the ice? So we're going to get into it. So part of this, the attacking zone. Okay, so we have some strategies. So cycling. So that's when we use the forechecking system. So we cycle the puck around, they're not in their in the offensive zone, and we go get it. We setting up behind the net. So what that happens is we can either set up behind our own net and get the puck and we rush up the ice, or we set up behind their own net and we get the puck and we make them move. Activating the D in the offensive zone. So we want to get those D in the offensive zone, but we got to ensure that they stay back as well. They got to cover that ice area like we talked about. So for an example, let me get my board here. Okay, so say this is the offensive zone up here. Okay, our 2D are going to be up here usually, so they have to watch this part of the ice as well. They have to watch this part. So they have to stay up here, but they got to be aware none of our opponents can be behind us, because if they make a stretch pass, they can get a breakaway and possibly score. Exploiting the high seam area. So what this means is, in that area, okay, we have to make sure we're putting pressure, okay, on their area. We have to be quick. We have to pressure them. Protect the puck low to buy time and 5 players who are open. So usually with this concept, we could have the puck, some player holds the puck, make everybody move, pay attention, and then someone else comes in, we can make that pass to them. Getting open to receive the puck. So you must move your feet and call for the pass. Now we want to ensure that if we're sneaking in and trying to get open, we don't want our opposition to know where we are, because we could get that open pass and have a great open scoring opportunity that no one's going to cover. Screening goalies, we must screen the goalies. Screening the goalies makes it difficult for the goalies to track where the puck is, and that puck can go behind the net if we have a good shot on that. And making tight plays to sticks at the net. So we got to make sure, we have to be good at puck possession. We have to know what to do with the puck. We got to think quickly. We have to make tight plays with the net. We have to be close and make sure the goalie's not going to poke check it and save it, or anyone else is going to poke check and go out or steal the puck from our sticks. And our goals of attacking teams is to create offensive chances. So we want to create offensive. We have to attack the zone. Okay, the attacking zone is known as the offensive zone, like we talked about in chapter 3. Okay, so we need to use the attacking system and go in the attacking zone to create the scoring opportunities and generate shots. And there's 3 general philosophies to generate scoring or offensive chances. So number 1 is shooting through traffic. It distracts the goalies and it denies him or her to see the puck. So let me draw this out. Okay, so let's just say O's are here's our offensive zone. So O, okay, O, 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 O. All right, X's are our players, okay? So usually we're in a position like this, okay? So we have our 2 defensemen up here. We either have a winger over here, and our center usually tying up. Well, it could be anybody. We got to know our positions, which we'll talk about later. So like we said, you can rotate, use those systems. So left wing can go in, center can go over here, etc. Right wing can come in here, center can go over here, or left wing can go over here, right wing can go over here. Okay, but usually, so let's just say the D have the puck here. Okay, we don't want to shoot where O is, so we want to kind of cut in and move it. We want to drag our stick a little bit and shoot through that open lane. So that way we want to hit that net, so we have to look for open space. So if you take a look, keep your head up with the puck, look for space. Do not shoot. You could shoot through the sticks, you could shoot through the legs if it's open. Okay, shoot whatever space is open. Put the puck through the open space. We have to. Creating separation. So the puck carrier creates time and space needed to make successful plays and generating shots. We have to create separation. Okay, so we cannot be tight. So I'll show you an example. So let's just say X is our player, O is, okay. So O is following our player, which is X, okay. We could act like we're going in and make a quick tight turn. This will draw that player to go down low. Then we have some open space to come in, okay. So we got to make sure we're creating separation, because if we're separating, guess what? It's going to give us more time and space. And we can distract them, make them move, get them confused of what we're doing. We got to get them moving to get them out of position. And creating deception. So deception means deception is fake shots, passing or looking the defender off. So we can make a fake pass. So let's say two of our players are coming in, okay? Or we're set up in the zone, okay? So let's just say, here's the two defenders, okay? Let's just say one of our guys has the puck, okay? So he's gonna make a fake pass, so he's gonna come up, okay, act like he's like he's gonna skate towards, coming in and shooting. That could be one. Or we could act like X is stick handling, looking at this man or player to make a pass, and we can actually shoot. So we got to make sure we're using, the fake passing and all that kind of stuff, okay? Because if we do, that's going to catch them off guard, and they're going to get so confused. They're going to think the play is going in what we're thinking. They're going to think we're going to pass it over there. That's going to get them confused. So we could actually open up some more time and space, and to ensure a scoring opportunity. So we have cycling, okay? So cycling works best. Cycling works best when the player with the puck deep in the offensive zone begins to bring the puck up the boards towards the blue line. Okay, so cycling, I'll show you. Okay. So cycling, so let's just say whenever a player has the puck, okay? O is the defensive player. So X is gonna cycle, pass it back down the boards to X. X is going to move up along with the man that's covering him, okay? And then one of our players is going to go down, and then X will cycle him, and then they'll make a play from there. Okay, so we have to cycle. Using cycling, we put the puck, so we're going to act like we're going up to the blue line, making that pass, and the wingers are going to get caught off guard. So that way we put the puck down low. That gets rid of one man, and they're trying to cover two people. Then we do the same thing, or that second person that picks up the puck can make a play. And keys to cycles is the second offensive forward, like I just mentioned. And the second forward mirrors the puck carrier, but stays 10 feet away from the puck carrier on the boards towards the goal line. Okay, so what happens? So our player needs to make sure, okay, what this means is the defender is going to stay away from the puck carrier. They're going to try to attack, but we got to make sure we are creating that separation from 10 to 15 feet. We got to make sure that we are not putting the puck where they want it. Okay, we have to make sure we're cycling. Okay, and this player calls for the puck. So like I just explained, the first forward, okay, will come to the blind and dump it down from the boards, like I just showed. So X2, okay, the second forward right here. Okay, it could be any forward. Okay, so X1's coming up with the puck. Okay, X2 is going to be like down here. So X1's going to put it down the boards for X2. X2 is going to get it. Okay, so that's what it means. And then if we do that with the third forward, it would be X2 comes up, and then X3 stays between 10 and 15 feet. And cycles work best when puck is angled off the boards away from the D stick, and it bounces into the boards and onto the second forward. So like I say, if we bounce out the boards, we can bounce out the boards, we can dump it down the boards with the backhand. It just depends. we want to get it on the stick of our forward, and we got to make sure we're open before we do the cycling process. The purpose of the cycle is to keep possession of the puck and take it into the net to create a scoring chance. Okay, so usually if we're not having enough space to bring it in, we can use that. So we could pretend to go up to the line and dump it in, and an X forward could just use the speed, because X2 could technically generate that speed in the offensive zone, pick up that puck, and come in. Now they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do based off of what they read through, their teammates' minds. So if X2 is going a little slow, X3's got to realize he or she may have to be prepared for a pass, and then X3 will come in and shoot the puck. So in this play we're going to talk about, so F1 carrier, the puck carrier, lays the puck back to the corner where he or she came from if the field pressure or any lanes are shut down. And F2 needs to read this play and move to support cycle pass. F2 may continue the cycle with a pass back to F3. So like what we just explained, it could be a continuous cyclation. It just depends on the pressure the team's putting on us. It depends how much space we have. If we have a lot of space, we can end the cycle, go to the net, get the puck to the net. Now, all three forwards must move in sequence from boards to slot to the net and back to the corner to support the cycle. So we may have to repeat. So like if F1's done, okay, F1 may have to come back here behind the net and wait for another cycle. When X2 gets that puck, X2 will get the puck, okay, pass it back, then X2 may have to come. It just depends, okay? And then X3 will come. Okay, then it's X1's turn. It repeats. It could be like that, just to get them confused. We don't want to do it too long. Now, if we do, we're not going to generate scoring opportunities, and that could cost us the game. We don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a diagram. Okay. All right. So like I talked about. Okay. So F1's bringing out the puck. Okay, D's pressuring. So F1's okay. Going to bang out the boards right here. F2 is going to pick up the puck. So if F2 has enough room, there's no D, he or she can cut to the net. But if there's no room, F3 is going to have to acknowledge the fact. Okay, F3 is going to come where F2 was. F2 is going to bang off to F3. Okay, and then F1 and F2 will crash the net. And that's how it will work in the sequence. Okay, now if F2 has an open slot, he or she may pass to F3. F3 is open. So it depends. So F1 will always play that puck, okay? So F1 will go to the net with F3, and then F2 will pick up the puck and bring it in if open space. Now, if there's no open space, F3's got to realize, okay? F3's got to realize, come down low, okay? Like where F2 is, F2 will bang out the boards for F3. Then F1, which is over here, F2 will have to go to the net, and F3's got to crash that net with the space he or she has. So we got to be careful with that, okay? And if it's executed correctly, it pulls the defenders a net cycle. So this is kind of difference behind the net. So if it's executed correctly, it pulls a D from the front of the net towards the corner or behind the net. And from this, it opens up passing lanes for excellent scoring opportunities. Okay, so we want that D to be confused. And like we talked about at the beginning of this slide, this presentation, it opens up more space so we can get the puck to the net and generate a good scoring opportunity. And one player skates behind the net with the puck and passes the puck behind when pressured. So if we're not pressure guys, hold that puck. Look for plays, stalk them, take your time. And we don't want to take too much time, but take your time, look for the open lane. And now if we're being pressured, we feel like, okay, we can't go anywhere. We're going to use that net cycle. We're going to use the cycle like we talked about, okay, but behind the net this time. And this forces the goalie to follow the play behind the net while trying to keep track of the option front, which is difficult. So usually with this, okay, the goalie's looking back behind the net, and if that pass is made quick, boom, boom, it's one of our, if we get this pointer up. Come on. But, okay, so if this forward's up here, okay, so I'll explain this in a minute. Okay, so if F2 gets that pass, if F3's right here, if that D, that goaltender's looking, can make a pass quick F3 and can shoot quick, we score easily. Okay, so in this scenario, F1's bringing the puck. So he or she sees D pressuring. So we're going to cycle it down, put it down here for F2. Okay, F2 has an option. So F1's going to be up here with F3 in the high slot or in front of the net. Just depends who's who. Okay, now, if F2 is getting pressured by the other D, that means F2 has to slide down, okay? and then F2 will skate up, make that pass to F3, and F1's in front of the net, then F1 and F2 are going to crash the net together, okay? And F3 is going to make that play, kind of like in this last scenario. And then pressuring the net, playing behind the net, okay? So this occurs when an offensive D skates hard from the point, which is the blue line, looking to receive a pass in the slot. And if the defenseman pressuring the net is unable to receive a clear pass, the second option becomes very dangerous, okay? So we don't want it, that will cause a turnover, okay? We don't want to cause a turnover, okay? We won't have enough room either, because if our D, okay, our defenseman can't get down low, if F1 doesn't have passing lane or anything, if we don't have passing lane, we're going to have to move our feet until we get so. If we can't still get one, we're going to have to look for a way to drive to the net. And D is moving to front. D is moving to the front of the net. So, and if this happens, the board side winger steps in a soft spot and gets to take a dangerous shot through traffic created by the pressuring D. So usually the D in this case, okay, the D is going to be involved, okay, but they're going down low, D1, okay, but we have to have somebody at the point here too. Now, if we don't, that's fine. We just have to make sure our other D is paying attention, okay, but so we want to make sure we have a D down here, so we have 4 people. Okay, so I'll explain. So F1's going to make his or her way. Okay, now F1 sees D1 cutting in, going to make that pass to D1, and they're going to take the shot. Okay, now F3, after he makes that pass, excuse me. So it could be D1 coming in, taking that shot, or in this scenario, F1 comes, okay, avoids that D, okay, passes it to F3, and while F3 is skating, D1's going to crash the net, and F1's going to be right there to jam it home, so we have 3 people. And that strong side winger's got to be prepared for a rebound. So if a rebound comes out here, he or she can slam it home. So we got to make sure we're paying attention to that as well. And behind the net, playing behind the net. So this is another play. So D must make a decision about offensive players standing behind the net with the puck, is when or how they should flush him or her out from behind the net. So usually the D is going to put pressure on you, and they're going to try to get you out of that zone because they're going to acknowledge the fact that you're trying to use the cycle and using the play behind the net strategy. So if the defending D attacks offensive players from one side of the net, 2 options open up for our offense. Okay, so players in high percentage scoring areas may be left open. Okay, so as we see in the scenario here, F3 is left wide open, right? F3 is wide open, okay? And guess what? They're in trouble. We could get a great scoring opportunity from that. And player with the puck will reverse the foul and create some backdoor reception, which leads to scoring opportunities. So F1, okay, F1 can come in, make a skate, and then look for F2 to go in behind the net. Okay, so and player with the puck angles the puck to a teammate, filling the flushed out position. And D, focus on the player being flushed out needs to pay attention back toward the other side of the net, which refocuses the backdoor and backside plays. Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you. So F1 has the puck. Okay, so F1's going to skate, make that cycle pass, like make that board angle pass with the backhand or forehand defended, depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed, to F2. So F2 is going to look for 2 options. Okay, so F1, if he or she is not pressured and F3 is open, F1 could skate up, make that pass to F3, and F3 can take that big shot. Or if F1 doesn't have enough room, someone's standing behind the net and that other D's pressuring F1, F1 can big out the boards to F2, and F2 can make that, open up that space here, because this D will have to come down, okay, and pay attention to F2. F2 can make that quick pass to F3, and F3 is wide open. We can get a great scoring opportunity from that. And stretching the zone, low-high plays, okay? So usually with this decision, we want to make sure that the offensive players, which is F1 in this scenario, okay, makes a pass to the point to the D, which is D1, when they get the puck low or recover a loose rebound in the corner. And this creates a gap in D alignment because D wingers tried to rush to their point coverage, leaving space between them and their D. So like what we talked about. Okay, so the wingers are usually gonna rush to the point, like especially in our defensive zone, how we talked about positioning before. But that D could make that quick pass, and guess what? F1 in this scenario is left open, and these three forwards. Okay, well, F2 is going to be tied up, but F3 and F1 are going to be open. This D is going to be battling. This D may be over here covering F1, but F3 will be wide open. Now, if F1 continues to move his or her feet, we can be open. So I'll show you the play here. And D1 makes a decision. So if D1, which is here, okay, if there's an open lane, he or she can make the decision to shoot or make a pass to D2 or pass back to one of the forwards, which is F1. So I'll talk about this play, how it could work. 3 scenarios, like we just talked about. Okay, so F1 skates, makes that pass to the point to D1. So D1 could take the shot here, okay, or when D1 receives that pass, can make a quick pass to D2, and D2 can either take a shot, bring it in, or make a pass to the backdoor play, or put a rebound, or pass it to F3, and F3 can take a shot. Just depends. So it could be like this to D2, and F3 shoot, or D2 can shoot for a good, accurate shot, or D2 could look for that low pad, and they get it for a rebound, and they dig in. Or F1 can skate up, make that pass to D1, D1 crisscrosses over, makes that pass to F1, F1 can give it to F3, which can get F2 back to F3, and they can take a quick shot. So it just depends. Okay, so that's a quick play. So D1 could crisscross, make that play to F1, F1 will look at F3, maybe back to F2, F2 can put it home, or F2 can pass back to F3, F3 can take a fake shot, pass back to F1, and put it in. But we don't want to be too fancy in these plays, because if we do, we're not going to gain a good scoring opportunity. So we want to make sure we are looking for the open person. We take that quick shot before anyone else gets the puck. What by others, I mean the opponents. So activating defense in the offensive zone. So that's extremely important, because if we don't have our D contributing to our offensive zone, we're not going to score. Okay. So we want to make sure that we want to make sure we're putting our D in the offensive zone with generating scoring opportunities. But at the same time, we got to make sure, like we talked about previously, like, so this is the offensive zone and they're back here. We got to watch this area too. Our D's got to watch this area. Now, we don't have to stand in here. We want to stand up here in these areas like we talked about, but we don't want to look behind these areas. So players having to make good decisions with the puck, and they trust they will play safe rather play dangerously. So we want to make sure our players are making good decisions with the puck. So we don't want to rush the puck, and that they will trust the play rather than play dangerously. So we got to acknowledge the fact that what our teammates are doing. And we don't want to rush to this. We want to be calm, and we don't want to be nervous. We just don't want to put ourselves in a risky position where we're going to turn over the puck. And these are rules that help minimize risks. So the first one is only one D at a time goes deep in the offensive zone, like we talked about. So, okay, remember, if one of our D go down low, here's our right wing, center, left wing. Okay, so say this D goes down low, right wing's gonna have to come back up and cover his or her position. Same thing on the side. If this D comes in, left wing will have to cover the position. Center will be down low, battling. Okay, read the time of the game and the score. D should be more cautious when moving offensively late in periods or when your team has the lead. So we don't want to rush the puck. Again, when we're leading too, if we're in a tight game, okay, we want to get the puck to the net to get the lead. But we also got to be sure we don't want to create turnovers, okay? So we have to read the time. So like I say, maybe when you pick up the puck, take a look at the clock before you pick up that puck. If no one's pressuring you, look at that clock and the score, and then make your decision quick, okay? And if you do that, that'll make you lead to your decision. We don't want to turn over the puck. So we want to put pressure, but we also got to play tight defense. So what I mean by this is if we're up by, 2 or 1 or 2 with 2 minutes left or 3 or 5 minutes at the most, we want to make sure, or even, further, But if we're in a close game where they're pressuring, we want to play tight D. We want to block shots. And the D needs to be, in this scenario, the D needs to make sure that they aren't just rushing up the puck. Okay, we need our D back. Okay, we need our D back in the position. We got to play smart hockey. And our forwards must have quality puck possession in order for the D to activate. So if we're turning over the puck all the time and we don't have pucks on our sticks, we're not going to have quality puck possession, obviously. So we want to make sure we're protecting that puck. We want to make sure we have that puck on the stick. We got to think this too. Pretend the puck is something that's most important to you and you don't want to lose for the rest of your life. And if somebody takes the puck from you, you have to battle to get that puck back, how much you want that. It's something valuable to you in your life. Okay, we got to make sure we have puck possession and quality, that we're keeping the puck away as far as possible from our opponents. And when the D moves in, if a pass is not made, do not hang out. Okay, so what this means is do not sit there. Do not sit there, okay, and look for a pass. You've got to keep moving your feet. You have to get back to the blue line quickly. So, so if the D moves in, okay, so D, if you are moving it, okay, you're going to look for a back door. You don't want to stand there. If you don't see a pass coming, you have to go back to the blue line. And let me show you for an example. So D, so let's see. D's coming in looking for a pass from this player over here, okay? If no pass is made, D, you got to skate backwards and get back to that position quickly. You cannot stay down there. If we have 4 guys down low, guess what? We're going to have a 2-on-1 coming in, and they're going to get a good scoring opportunity. So D, if you're not getting that pass, you come in, you don't get that pass, you have to come back here all the time, okay? And that's in the offensive zone, like we talked about, okay? Just make sure you're not standing still and make sure you're playing your position. Okay. So we have a strong side slide, which is attack zone play. So let me get this up. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So in this play, the D1 reads F1 is cycling out of the corner. So F1, like we talked about, cycling is passing it back down low, keeping puck possession, but giving it to different teammates while under pressure. And D1 decides to slide down the boards and receives an exchange pass from F1. So an F1 protects the puck and gives it back to D1. And D1 now has the option to drive the net with the puck or cutting behind the net with puck possession, looking for a passing option. Okay, or the D could shoot the puck too. So when it's the drive with the net, you can shoot the puck, look for a rebound, or make that perfect shot if you see that perfect shot lane. And F1 should cycle high, remain in a D position until D1 recovers. So let me show you this, okay? So F1. Okay, so D1 reads that F1 is going down low, okay? So, or excuse me, D1's acknowledging the fact that F1's carrying out the puck. Okay, so when F1 does that, D1 needs to make sure he or she's getting down. F1's going to make that little pass over here. Okay, D1's going to come down low with the puck. So D1 has the option to drive that net with the puck, make that shot, and then F1 and F2 dig in. Or D2 could get that puck, come down in, make that quick pass to F2, F2 slams it home. Or F1, F1's going right here, okay, covering that D's position. So F1 doesn't want to go net unless he or she has to. So, okay, if they have to go in and jam, they may have to. So F1 wants to be up here most of the time. So D1 could look for F1. F1 could make a tip. F2 could screen the goalie. F1 could take a shot. There's a lot of good scenarios. But in this play, mostly you got to know that when F1's moving up, there's no cyclers down low. You got to make sure when F1's coming up, if you're the D, you need to come down and make that decision. You have 2 plays. Make that quick pass F2, bring the net to the puck, or bring the puck to the net, jam for it with F2, or make that quick pass to F1, and F1 makes a decision from there of what he or she wants to do. And we had the mid-seam penetration, which is another attacking zone play. So in this scenario, when D2 sees the D team overplaying boards, he or she needs to slide into mid-ice and down through the slot toward the net, because this will create more open space and you can get a great shot, a quick shot too. You have enough time and the space in the world to do it. Depends on and you're making the D move. So the D may be smart enough to know not to move. So you have to play this out. And if F1 needs to use this deception, so remember what deception is, like fake passing, fake shooting, and all that kind of stuff. So you're faking your moves by looking as if he or she will pass to the point and then making a quick pass to D1, who's moving toward the middle of the slot. So that's that. The slot is right here. Slot is where those 4 lines are in the offensive zone with those red circles, okay? And in this scenario, the D1 may have an opportunity to shoot quickly or move in deeper. So that opens up that space for that D to move in. And F1 needs to move out into a higher position, a higher D position after the pass in case of turnover. So let me demonstrate this, okay? So D1, okay, so when D1 sees the D team overplaying the board, so they could be over here, they're chasing, they shouldn't be all together. They shouldn't have all their, their players. They should have a couple over there. It just depends how many players we have over there. If D2 sees that, this space opens up, he or she can move down low. That way that puck comes out here, he or she could get a quick shot. Now, if not, D2 needs to stay where he or she is. So F1 is going to use the deception, so the fake look pass. Okay. So, yep, F1's going to come up. Okay. So it's going to make a quick pass. Okay. So he or she's going to be looking like to make a pass to D1. So, for an example, okay, so F1 is trying to make that pass to D1, but F1's looking to make the pass to like D2. Now, when we look at that too, it just depends on the scenario. We don't want to pass to D2 or look over because they're going to know that puck's going over there. So we want to make sure that F1's looking up at this point because that's going to draw the attention from our opponent to up there, and D1's going to move up. And guess what? When D1's not looking, when F1's not looking where D1's supposed to go, guess what? D1's already generated at speed, is going to pick up the puck and make it shoot the puck quick or move in and make a move. Okay, so that D1's going to already have that speed generated, and when F1 doesn't look at, just going to look at the point. So like in this scenario, you know how D2's or D1's coming down here to get that puck. F1's looking up here, okay, and F1's looking up here, excuse me, with the puck. D1's going to come down, okay, and F1, while looking at the point, is going to make a quick pass over here, okay, because they're not going to even realize that D1 is moving down low, and then D1's going to make that quick shot or make a play from there, like I said, okay. And we have the backside play, and this is attack zone play. So when the offensive player, which is F1 in this scenario, has the puck and D2 reads that the D team is overplaying one side of the ice, D2 should quickly move down the backside and be ready for a pass. So the backside is like over here, backside of the net, okay, right here. Wherever the non-most active is, that's the backside. So F1 tries to find an open seam to thread pass through the wide side. And if D2 doesn't get the pass when moving in, he or she should get out immediately. Okay, so D2 always has to acknowledge the fact that if a pass is not coming forward toward him or her, or if there's no passing option, he or she needs to come back where they were. Okay, and this play should be done quickly so attention isn't drawn to the D moving in. So our defensive team, if we're going way too slow, they're gonna capture what we're trying to do, and they're going to prevent us from doing it. It's going to make it harder, and we're going to have to quickly think what we're going to do. And if D2 gets the pass, he or she will have a great scoring chance. So for example, F1's going to use that deception like we talked about. Okay, so F1's going to come in, okay, make that pass over the D2 if the lane's open. Then if that pass is made, D2 is going to make that quick shot or move in and make a nice move and shoot, okay? Or make that rebound play, and maybe another forward's there. Now, D2 wants to make a quick play, though. We don't want to be too pretty with the puck, and we want to make sure, okay, that we are being quick. We take that quick shot in this scenario because we're going to have pressure. Okay, and then while D2 is coming up, F1's going to be here in the mate right here coming up. It will be the high slot. So if that puck comes away out here, F1 will have that chance to shoot while F1 is helping that D be back there a little bit. So if they're in trouble, the F1 can come back a little bit and help. And we have a video for you guys here on the attacking zone play. So remember, the attacking zone is our offensive zone and all those strategies we talked about. The cycle is extremely important to use in this scenario. Okay. Now that cycle will get teams moving and will draw more attention, which opens up more space. Okay, guys. So make sure you understand this chapter before going into chapter 5. Okay, and if there's any questions, guys, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me. Okay, I'm here to help you guys. Please review the PowerPoints in this video as much as you need to. Okay, I'm here to help you guys. And if you don't understand, please let me know so we can either do a Zoom, we can talk on phone, or whatever to help you understand this material, okay? Because it's going to be extremely important when we play like teams like Pittsburgh and Rochester and all other travel teams for this year and the future, okay? All right, guys, good work today, and I will see you in the next class. All right, take care, guys.